It's time for the Never Dull Moment program on radio. That's talking about Ground Zero. Ground Zero, like you know, is a program where we pick up topical issues in the polity. And with guests and analysts, we try our very best to analyze these issues and make them clearer and understandable to the average man that's listening to the program. My name is Ehis Agbon, and today on the program, we shall be looking at the state of the nation and with particular emphasis and concentration on these particular aspects. That's talking about extracting the security, the economy, and the handle that you can watch us is just ProcyonRTV. That's ProcyonRTV. For those that want to connect with us, Procyon is spelled PROCYONRTV. And my guests on the program today, they are both long distance and will be linking with us any minute from now. The first, we have Dr. Peter Edeh. He is a lecturer at the Department of Philosophy, University of Abuja. And also we have our regular Musa Bala. He's a political analyst, a farmer, and of course, public affairs analyst. All right. And to be part of the program, you can go to all or any of our social media handles on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Thread. The social media handle is at Procyon of the Citizens, because this, I would say, is at the core of the wellness and the level of comfort that the citizens would say they are enjoying. So just keep the dialogue on and let's together look at these things this evening. All right. Yes. The Project Nigeria started from 1960. But before then, we had our colonial era, which was an era where Nigerians agitated for so many things. And since 1960 to date, just recently, we celebrated our 60th anniversary. And part of the 60th anniversary, indeed, was a celebration where many people and many Nigerians had and contributed immensely. And on the program today, we'll be x-raying these different aspects, looking first of all at the security situation, the economy, and also looking at welfare package for the citizens. And looking at these three aspects, I would say they are the center of what the citizen of any nation would want to see happen positively for there to be a growth. Without security, most likely the economy may not be at its very top level. And when the security and economy is poor, definitely it will affect the welfare of the citizens. And when we are talking about welfare, we are talking about the well-being of the citizens. How does this resonate with you as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Our guests will be telling us from their perspective what they feel and think about these issues and this aspect. Already I have connected with us is Danjuma Abbas Dangwa. Danjuma Abbas Dangwa, you are welcome to Ground Zero this evening. Danjuma.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. And Comrade Peter Edeh, he is a lecturer with the University of Abuja, and Musa Bala is also a regular right here on the program. Any minute from now, they'll also be linking up with us, and together, let's analyze these things. But first, since you're already with us, looking at the Project Nigeria and state of the nation, how will you rate the state of the nation first before we start to break down and look at the different subsectors? Danjuma. Danjuma, are you with us? I think we lost Danjuma briefly. All right, while we are trying to connect back to him, let's still talk about these subsectors. In the past in the past several decades, that's 3.5 decades to be specific, Nigeria celebrated its independence. And since then, there have been movement, or would I say motion, as some people will call it, from one end to the other. Why people are believing that Nigeria should be much more than what it is today. Some are saying that we are just okay, while some have the impression that we are doing wonderfully well. What do you think, and how do you think we are doing, and what do you think we need to do to better place or position ourselves in the community of nations, looking at the security situation in Nigeria and also other things that have been happening in and around the nation? And Danjuma, are you with us now?
Yes, very well, sir. I am.
All right. Now, how would you rate the state of the nation, looking at and also breaking it down into these three sectors: security, economy, and welfare for citizens?
Well, I must commend the resilience of the Nigerian people, especially with the fact that this insecurity and the crisis around it has actually protracted for some time. The economy, we have witnessed recession, back and forth, inflation, inflation at the same instance. So the indicators have not been so good. The fuel subsidy regime complemented hardships that were coming from the Naira design policy, and up until now, where the single window provided an exchange, which has so invariably increased in the forest to the point where businesses within the Nigerian space are already, feeling the brunt of the situation. So, in clear terms, we've not still seen the recovery of rural economies, which have been battered in the over 12 to 16 years of insecurity, whether from Boko Haram or even now to the situation we have in that has escalated in the northwest and down into the north central, and then the new wave of insecurity that seem to have found a place to stay in the southeast are also very great issues of concern. But what is quite clear is the fact also that all indicators prior to now had been pointing towards the fact that Nigeria has a border that cannot be effectively policed, and that most of the wars and insecurity that were witnessed up until now have been largely, from foreign armed jihadist groups. We've had the news even from the U.S. military buttressing some of these realities. So the situation have also elicited the front burner in terms of the commitment and the issues that the president, have continued to highlight, talk about. You will recall that some of his early appointments also included, overhauling that space, and it began with the appointment of the Office of the National Security Advisor, where we are now having someone who is out from not really from the military background now, but someone from within the Nigerian police force who has good experience also around economic intelligence and a whole wider kind of perspective around insecurity. And the hopes are that by now, rural economies will begin to be revived. By now, the issues around food security could be addressed. But the situation we're having around inflation currently does not tell that these are issues that we have dealt with or issues that we can wish they were far from us already. It's still a struggle, it's still work in progress, and notwithstanding, you must also acknowledge that yes, there is some little effort that we are now seeing, which is quite different from what used to be. We now have security chiefs that are leading from the front, and so far have been more engaging than the situation we've had in the past. In the time past, we had a situation where all the president was doing was to condemn, was to reassure, was to tell Nigerians over and over again that he's going to give the free hand for the armed forces to carry out this constitutional duty and responsibility. But so far, we're seeing a situation where these reassurances are not so much fun as they used to be, and the scale in terms of attacks and what banditry is taken as a tool on Nigeria is actually diminishing by the day. But notwithstanding, there are the biggest issues that the nation is faced with, which is corruption, embezzlement of funds seem to have happened over the years. With so many things that have been unchecked, and certainly fighting some of these elements and trying to recoup this return back to the treasury may also have a cascading effect. And so far, the fact that the president has mounted some of the issues even in his speech, if you look at the speech with the General Assembly, you will hear how he highlighted the real underpinnings to some of the insecurity issues and challenges we're having, the real issues also that affect our economy, especially construction industry. And all of that being said, the issues that the president has actually put on the table, we are posting commensurate effort around tackling some of these issues. I hope to given that yes, the government enterprises are now being audited by a special investigation panel, but notwithstanding, there are still higher concerns about some issues within the space that have not been addressed. For instance, the direct supply, direct purchase issues around the crude oil for domestic allocation for Nigeria and how it is being used in terms of providing the independent for Nigeria's economy to really grow and be sustained. So these are just some of the key areas where you would want to look at how security, economy are interwoven in so many ways. And certainly that we have actually not gotten out of the woods yet. We still have a challenge. The palliative distribution recently, I was just looking at the news, 210,000 persons or households, I do not know, may have been targeted for the palliative distribution in Kaduna State alone. But how many people really can lay claim to the fact that this palliative distribution had really reached them? How was this targeted? We know certainly that the government have also set aside the social register in terms of this distribution of palliatives and have gone ahead to do a selection and targeting that seems to get all of us action, because it's now time for community actors to begin to look within and see whether the poor and vulnerable amongst their own species have really been captured in the distribution of these palliatives. And I would say that this poor targeting is actually one of the reasons why most of the interventions around economic interventions or poverty alleviation interventions in Nigeria have continued to be taken in as party patronage, taken in as just an opportunity and a privilege that a few can just get to benefit against what will actually reduce the numbers in terms of unemployment, in terms of improving the quality of living for the Nigerian citizenry. And in more instances, we keep running around in circles, putting down funds in ways that most of these real issues are not politically addressed.
All right, thank you so very much, Danjuma Abbas Dangwa. He's a good governance specialist and also a good governance advocate, not special advocate, and from the Coalition of Association in Leadership, Peace, Empowerment, and Development. Now I'll go over to Dr. Peter Edeh, lecturer at the Department of Philosophy, University of Abuja, and I'll pose the same questions to him. Doctor, first, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Listeners.
Good evening. All right. Looking at the state of the nation, first you rate the state of the nation, then you look at these different sector. Security, how are we doing and what do we need to do? Uh, Economy, how are we doing and what do we need to do? And of course, welfare for the citizenry. How would you rate all of these all rolled into one? All right, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank ourselves as Nigerians for the, the type of persons God has made us to be. That however it is, we are kicking and going. If I leave this world, well, if I'm coming back again, I would like to be a Nigerian. That's on the lighter mode. Honestly, the state of the nation today, it's unfortunate to say that it's a pathetic one. In a situation whereby you have the land with every natural resources, with human resources, the best of intellectuals in the world you can think of, and yet we have ourselves in a quagmire of economic trickery and political brouhaha. As it is, we have a president, whether we like it or not, whether those who are fighting to take his place like it or not, the fact remains that we have a president. But I feel that there are a lot of distractions that are making the system not to be focused. And these distractions need to be put to rest. The way and manner the economy is going is misdirection. We have the best of economists who are in this country. But why are we not still getting it right, even with their theories and practice? Why are we not getting it right? It is because we have failed as a people to be patriotic and think what is good for this nation. That is one. And then secondly, looking at what we have and who we are and the way forward, we need to address issues and come up with policies that are workable. When you feel that, okay, because one policy has been put out and there is problem or is creating problem, for instance, the most perennial problem right now is transportation.
Yeah.
People cannot move about. And because it is difficult with transportation, it affects virtually everything. As low as water leaf that you could buy for 3 naira. Now you cannot buy water leaf for 3 naira that you can use for anything except you pay for like 3,000. So what is causing this?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We just had a little network breaking. Okay, yeah. Go on, please.
Or corrupt practice. The palliative does not solve any problem. Palliative does not solve any problem. It's a euphoria. As a matter of fact, it's an aspect of naive reality.
Okay.
We will bring palliative in a capitalist tensed system, in a system where people are capitalist minded. No, it will not work. If such a thing will work, then you have to come up with a program that will identify the less privileged in the society in every facet of the nation. And those institutions will be there and they will run like every other institution will run. Take, for instance, in the United States, if you go there and you don't have work, you don't have anything, you go to social works. And that's the function of social works. You submit yourself boldly there. You are given food. You are given place to sleep.
Yeah.
You are given stipend so that you don't go committing any crime.
Yeah.
In Germany, it is there like that. And so, but when you come out and then bring some millions and say you want to help reduce poverty or alleviate anything, it will never work. And you, in the past, we have not been able to account for what has been brought out and given as palliative. You saw what happened with the palliatives that they brought even within the COVID and after the COVID and all that. What happened to those palliatives? And how our government officials, even the honorable people, carted them away and were keeping them, for their elections. So I think we need to be realistic about some of those things. So to salvage what is going on, government needs to address the issue of transportation. The issue of transportation. That is what is affecting virtually everything. And how is it? How on earth in Nigeria can we be buying fuel for 600, 700 naira per liter? In 1993, I bought my first car in 1993, 45,000 naira. And as at that time, fuel was about 3 naira.
Yeah.
Or thereabout. About 3 naira, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, about 3 naira. It now moved to 11 naira at some point.
It now looks good. Now, if I went to Cotonou with 300,000, I can come back home with at least 2 or 3 cars.
300,000 at that time. At that time, if you went to Cotonou with 300,000, you come to Nigeria with about 10 cars. You open a car sales shop, car sales center.
Good. Good. Now, if you take 10,000 naira, I have one of my boys who is in Cotonou right now. When I sent him money, he now told me, Oga, what do you send for me? It's just 5,400 naira. I said, what do you mean? I said, I sent you 10,000 naira. I said, no, the exchange rate has made it that Cotonou money, look at CFA, is now higher than Nigerian money. And we're laughing about it. Now, look at Cameroon here. As I speak to you, I'm in Calabar. I am in Calabar.
Yeah.
Look at Cameroon here. And what we are getting from there, they are laughing at us. They are laughing at us. How can I be in a nation where I am so proud of? I am proud about being a Nigerian anytime, any day. I discourage my students from thinking of going out of this country, even if migration is a natural phenomenon. But then, I feel very bad that even within the system, I find it difficult to convince my students that they should be patriotic about Nigeria. As I speak with you, so many students have dropped out of school.
Wow.
In the last semester before examinations, 7 students, I had to struggle to pay school fee for 7 students.
Wow.
I had to call my friends and say, come, support me. These students can do better. And let's pay their school fees. I mean, here is a country that you want people to come back and love the country. You want people to be patriotic about it. If you are never patriotic about your country, you can never do anything good for it. Government should look at their policies. Today, vice chancellors will get up and just announce school fees. Our institutions, private institutions, yes, some of these people went to school with government money, free scholarship, and all that. Some studied abroad. How can a people not love themselves? Let's look at nations of the world. Israel, as small as they are one of the most powerful nations of the world. How many oil do they have? What are their resources? They are very strong, powerful, and all that. Count as many countries in the world as possible. If people don't love themselves, even you as a human being, if you don't love your family, every nonsense will come into the family. You can't do anything. So we have to make sure that we make Nigerians to love Nigeria. And we can only make Nigerians to love Nigeria by coming up with policies that will help Nigeria.
All right. All right.
It is now, I am pleading with government to drop the fuel price. If they can drop the fuel price, the reduction of transportation will help. If they are not dropping the fuel price, then they should provide alternatives.
Musa Bala has just joined us. Musa Bala, can you mute your microphone, please? Musa Bala has just joined us. Musa Bala, can you mute your microphone? All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, Musa Bala. So, Dr. Peter Edeh, if you round up so that Musa Bala can also contribute.
Okay. So, I'm trying to make a suggestion.
Yes.
And my suggestion here is this. In those days, in Lagos, buses, the origin of Molue and all that was that government already had buses that were on ground for people to use. And people who work, especially the military people, will go to work, and even students will go to school without paying transport to schools. Look at our unity schools. All our unity schools, the school fee has skyrocketed. Unity schools were meant to enable the poorest of the poor to be able to go to school. You are giving palliatives when the poorest of the poor child cannot go to school. Why not train the child in the school? That same unity school. Also, Wahala is there. The money they are owing out, so they should release them.
Okay.
And with this, I think we will have a way forward to go. Our security system should beef up. Security is not all about buying arms and all that.
Okay.
Food is security. Job is security. People have no food to eat. They cannot work. If you provide jobs for people, there will be you have security. You have had the security men to work. If you provide jobs, if they can see food to eat, they will not go out to commit crimes. And so part of insecurity is because the welfare of the well-being of Nigerians is very, very poor. Jobs should be created. We should play down on the interest of capitalism. We should play down on the interest of our people thinking about Oyibo country. America
will never help us. America does not love Nigeria. I'm saying this plainly. We should play down on whatever America is saying. Whether Tinubu has a good certificate or not, it is immaterial. Right now, he is the president of the country. They should stop distracting Nigeria. Let him do what he is supposed to do.
Wow. Thank you so very much, comrade.
Now, I can't take matter to court. Nobody will want to take matter to court because we have succeeded in reducing the quality, the trust we have for the when they say the common man, you know,
his last hope.
They trust the court will give them justice.
Yeah.
Now we cannot go there. I'm sorry I'm sounding this way because I am not happy about the state of the nation.
All right, thank you.
As it is right now, I can't even send my children to school. I have 4 of them, they can't go to school because I don't have the capital to send them to school. What do we do?
Wow. That is a big question that I don't think I have an answer to. What do we do? A very big question that every Nigerian should reflect on. But I love one thing that you said, that someone else elsewhere cannot love Nigeria more than Nigeria, and that Nigerians should love Nigeria with all of their heart, because nobody outside can love our country better than us. We'll go over to Musa Bala now and get his angle on the state of the nation, quickly looking at security, economy, and welfare. And because we do not have so much time on our hands again, I'll be glad if you can roll them into a very short and tight presentation. Musa Bala, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ehis. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you and good evening to all your guests. The last speaker has spoken very well. I truly understand his trouble. It's not his trouble alone, our trouble. The trouble of all Nigerians. On the issue of security, despite some challenges, we can still say that we're making some progress, but there are challenges because the terrorists are still striking, let me say, harder than expected in many areas. Kudos to our military and all our security agencies. They are putting their best to ensure that they are the offensive, not at the defensive, so that they will reduce these terrorists to the BRS minimum. Let me quickly go to the economy. The frustration now is on the economy generally. The last speaker have spoken, and he was even forced to expose some of his personal circumstances by not being able to send off his children to school. It's sad when I hear people saying so. I had a person, a friend of mine, who told me bluntly that school fees is not even his problem now. His problem is how to provide enough food for the family. So by the time that we force ourselves to the extent that we are looking at sending our children to school as a luxury option, then we need to sit up and ask ourselves one question. He talks so much about the value of Naira, how much money he sent to Cotonou and other areas to buy things. Mr. Ehis, getting the economy back to interact senses is no matter of policy. No matter what the policy government did, it will never revive the Naira. What will revive the Naira is the collective action of Nigerians. We have to take decisive action in most of our desire, most of our needs and wants. Is it everything we must import? Is it everything we go to Cotonou and buy? Is it everything we go to the United States of America and buy? Why do we, because we want to buy something in Cotonou, we need the dollar or the CFA? What about the ECOWAS treaty that want to ensure free trade within this zone? Is it no longer working? What is it that if I want to go to almost all the countries in the world to buy things, either physically or send, I need dollar. So long we rely on this dollar, Mr. Ehis, the dollar owner always want to steal their dollar at the top. Just the way we want to revive our Naira. It is not only as if we are not producing alone. No, they will do everything possible to frustrate our currency being valuable. So we need to be very aggressive to ensure that our currency have value. How do we going to be this aggressive? Let me give you one instance. Mr. Ehis, are you with me?
Yes, I am with you.
Indira Gandhi in India, based on history, I've not seen any nationalists more than Indira Gandhi in India. When he was ruling India, he was just having some not even a complete cloth. When he told India bluntly that if India cannot clothe themselves, let them go naked. India needs to close all its border against importation of any textile product. What is the situation now? Most of the fabric we were graduating in Nigeria and other parts of the world are made from India. So until when you are determined you have the political will collectively to do good for yourself, then you will do better. India has no one barrel of crude oil. Today India have refinery in the world. Why is it Nigeria with our huge deposit of crude oil?
Yeah, Comrade Peter, Comrade Peter, can you mute your microphone? Comrade Peter. Hello, Comrade Peter, can you mute your microphone?
Who are those people? Can't we unmask them?
Yes, indeed.
What happened to the trade? What happened to investigative journalism?
These are.
We need you guys to unmask these people. They are Nigerians. We have to ensure that to make sure that you fight these people, then that person will have. Just like he said, Tinubu is the president now. Whether he has certificate or not is immaterial as far as this moment is concerned. Yeah. What we need is the job. Just the way Indira Gandhi did the job for India, just the way that the Moi did the job in China, just the way Mahathir Mohamad did the job in Malaysia. It's not of their certificate that did that job for them. It is not the certificate of American president in history that did the job for them. Well, I'm not legalizing a forgery, for example. But the forgery have not even officially been included. No, that is what we are saying. And because we lay so much emphasis on certificate in this country, that is why we are in a total mess. I'm very sure the last speaker will understand what I'm saying to the extent that in our effort to pursue certificate, we will do every length to get that certificate. And at the end of the day, if certificate will really work for a nation, certificate will have solved our problem in this country.
Yeah.
But it has not.
Thank you so very much, Musa Bala. Let's quickly take some calls now. And we have callers already standing by. 0809-799-1989. 0809-799-1989 is the number to dial to be part of the program. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, my chairman.
Good evening.
Good evening, I guess we have.
Yes, what?
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, Mr. Kule, let's have your take.
The president told us that it is a storm, so he has no any excuse. Let him just come down and mellow down and give us dividend of democracy. I don't want to hear any excuse any longer about the insecurity. Let him give this guy, despite the fact that Musa is my brother, let him give them time. Anybody that cannot do what he has appointed to do, let him just move. Another person should get there. I think they will get it right. Because you can't tell me that these guys, they can leave Nigeria and go outside this country and bring peace. But peace cannot be restored in this country. It's uncalled for. Honestly, it's embarrassment. Issue of certificate. Me, I don't want to know. People say it is restored. So wherever that certificate is, let him go and find it. If a former president says his own is with the military, let him go and look it and bring it to us. It's not another brother issue now. We are not talking of certificates. Why, if there is no corporation in his cover, why did he hide it? Let him just bring it out so that we will know that we are living by example. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kure, for stopping by this evening. And the number to dial is 009-799-1989. 0809-799-1989. So sorry that we didn't open the line as early as we normally do. Let's take this call now. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ground Zero.
My name is Atunde Rufai. I'm the from Kano with Abuja.
All right, Otumba Rufai, let's have your take.
Yes, I will always address these issues. Security, if we're able to get security right, all other things will follow. And for how these people even get into this nation, you don't even bother to find out how so that we can tackle it. Where are they from? How come they got me that we cannot use one hand rule there? I don't know. If we're able to get it right, if we're able, the constitutional right of the president is to provide security and what? And welfare. I think it's in chapter 1 of the constitution. And if it's able to get that right, we the citizens, let us be patriotic and make sure we put in and use made in Nigeria. How many of us? You say, and who those of us are talking now? How many of us are taking more than we patronize our families? How many of us? But we feel no, I am inferior. If I put this one, they will say no. So let's get that security right. And the economy, the investors will come in straightforward. That's the way. And you see this issue of transportation, I have been saying it. Before the TNC comes up, and in Kaduna State, for example, when we went too much grammar, we don't implement all our things. Something that will work for us. That's
All right.
what we are supposed to do.
All right. You will have your product very soon. After this program now, I am supposed to meet with him. I wasn't supposed to say this, but since you raised it up, I will meet with him after the program, so don't worry. All right, God bless you. All right, thank you so very much. As we take our next call. Hello, good evening and welcome. All right, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, Comrade Gabriel, please, in 1 minute, let's have a summary of what you want to say. Yeah, I'm listening. I am listening. Comrade, go on. All right. All right. All right, Comrade, I have to let you go now. Let's take our next call. Thank you so very much, Comrade. Let's take our last caller this evening. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. Quickly, let's have your name and your take. All right, Emmanuel, quickly in 1 minute. Okay. All right. Thank you so very much. As we take our last caller now. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, Edeh, you actually have 45 seconds.
The issue of security, is it a rocket science that we can't get it right? And yet we have a lot of military security experts in this country, and we are together that insecurity. Let's put on our thinking cap so that we can resolve this issue, so that every other thing will fall into place.
Good evening, and thank you so very much. Sir, we are wrapping up. Oh, this call just came in. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Ehis.
All right, you have 30 seconds to make your point. All right, Ibrahim. Yes, you are. All right, thank you, Ibrahim. Hello, good evening. Quickly, if you can do it in 20 seconds, I would appreciate your name. All right, quickly. All right, we have to go now because we are totally out of time. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry about it. We just have to go now. All right, to my guest, I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Peter Edeh. He is a lecturer at the Department of Philosophy, University of Abuja. Thank you so very much for having time to be on the program. I think that
Nigerians
yes
to sit up and fight this menace. Let all Nigerians sit up to say no to nonsense.
All right. Thank you to Musa Bala. What will be your parting shot?
Thank you. Callers have expressed their sincere concern about Nigeria, so it's a collective responsibility part for Nigeria to be okay. Thank you.
All right, and to Danjuma Abbas Zangwa, your parting shot.
Yes, foreign direct investment is very critical to stimulating economic growth for Nigeria. However, proving the confidence of the Nigerian citizen to invest even 2,000 naira today and know that his investment is safe is more succor than the president must pursue. The president and the government should be sincere at the pleasure of the citizens of this country.
All right.
First and foremost, thank you.
Thank you so very much to all of my guests. I sincerely appreciate you all. And to the production team, I say very thank you to the management and staff of Invicta FM, and of course, all of the staff of Procyon Radio Station right here at the Procyon Media Center. We don't have enough time to say big thank you, but I want to say a very big happy birthday to my uncle and the person of Giant Paul Iwaria. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you many more fruitful, blissful years in good health. And not forgetting to also say a big thank you to Mr. Godwin Ababy. And to every other person, I say, plant a tree today, water it, and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. Okay, my name is Ehis Agbon. Until on Friday, when we'll be on again, I would say keep shining like the star that you are. Do have a pleasant evening.